All right. Well, I mean, we talking about quarterbacks and resetting the market. Well, I mean, we got to talk about Mark. I think you brought this one up too, right? You got to see what's going to be.
Hmm.
Is it Destination Dak or is it Destination Dakota? I don't know. I don't know. We got to figure out, man. Is this Dak's last season as a Cowboy? And as a Cowboy fan, I'm not going to speak on this nonsense because you all are not going to do this to my quarterback. Both of y'all are in the NFC East, and I know y'all want him out. So I want to hear from y'all.
I can go
Mark.
first.
Oh, get your
No,
boy.
no, no. Mark picked this topic.
Yeah,
Mark.
I
yeah.
could, I could, I could. You
Do you think
know,
this is last year?
I do think this is Dak Prescott's last year with Dallas, and the reason why is because I think they would have paid him already if they wanted to pay him. They would have paid him in the all season, or would have paid him last year. So I mean, like, even let me see, even with that, like, I think they're not going to pay him because they got to pay Micah too. So they ain't going to be able to play three of the highest paid players on the same team, especially at three of the main positions like that. And how much is they left tackle making? Uh, then he signed a big deal too,
Oh no,
or
it's a
was it the
rookie.
guard?
It's the guard. You talking about Zach Martin? Yeah,
Zach Martin. He
He
signed a
got like
big.
15, I think,
yeah. You got a little extension. You know.
last year.
But
Yeah.
it's that I think Dak gonna end up being a Raider next year for some reason. I just feel like Dak and Devontae Adams gonna pair up together because unless you gonna draft, you think Quinn Ewers gonna be there or whoever the next quarterback is to come out the draft. If because Aiden O'Connell ain't gonna be it.
Oh,
I know Carl
Texas.
talk about him a lot. I don't think it is, but I do believe Dak stay. You know, Dak go to Oakland,
Yeah.
destination Dak.
Ve- Vegas. Stay in Vegas now.
Vegas. I'm
First of all,
sorry, Vegas.
Quentin Ewers do not go to Dallas. But anyways,
Why?
No, not.
no.
I'm talking about Oakland. Get Quinn Ewers, not Dallas. Dallas
Oh,
gonna stick with
Oakland.
Trey
Okay, I'm cool
Lance.
with that. I'm cool with
Dallas
that.
traded for Trey Lance because they do kind of. He ain't really get his shot, and if he can sit behind Dak a few years and then learn from Dak, and then I'm gonna trust him. He's not gonna be worth this much, and we can see what we got with him. Ain't that Jerry Jones? We gonna see what we got, and they're not gonna pay their quarterback. They already gave him the extension. Now it's time to give him the boot.
So no, I don't think it's Dak last year. I don't think that. Number one, Dak wants to be a Cowboy. Let's start there. He wants to be in Dallas. He came out and said that recently. I want to be here. If I leave, it won't be up to me. That's what he said. Those his words. Number two, Trey Lance ain't looking too good, Mark. I'm sorry. He not. He ain't looking too good. So I don't think Jerry sitting back like, that's the future right there. No, that ain't the future. Number three, Jerry ain't getting no younger. You think he want to start over and be irrelevant again? You think he's willing to sacrifice a year? The Cowboys decline.
Everybody on their last ride, bro. This is the last dance. Go ahead, keep going, Joe. That's what I'm gonna go last.
So I think Dak gonna be here next year, man. At the end of the day, he wants to be relevant. And I do think something tells me that Dak will respond this year. I think Dak will get. If they lose in the second round, it won't. We won't look at that game and say, "Yeah, it was Dak." I think Dak will actually play well in the playoffs this year, with all the pressure being on him. So, which is weird for me to say. So I think Dak gonna be here next year. 60 million coming up.
All right,
About
so
my
this is
mic. Come on, Dan Quinn wants
Man,
this might be his last year,
you.
Joe. This
I
might be
think
his
this is
last
like
year,
his
Joe.
year.
Unless he wants, because Dak gonna want 60 mil. Unless they structure the contract where it's kind of like what they did with Mahomes, where it was like he gets less now and then it's a bubble at the end of the extension. I don't I don't know. Because he talking 60 mil. And again, we just talked about Trevor Lawrence for almost like 5 minutes. If Trevor Lawrence getting 55, Dak can get 60. Like if I'm the agent, I'm like, he can get 60.
All
If
pro.
Kirk Cousins can get 45, Dak can get 60. Because again, you at least know that you're going to be able to win your division with this quarterback. Now, are you going to win a few playoff games? You might. Depends on what you got around him. Depends on the coach. Because at the end of the day, the one thing that's going on in Dallas is the deficiencies with the coach and the quarterback. Wherever Mike lacks, Dak can't pick up. Wherever Dak lacks, sometimes Mike can't pick it up. Go back to the 49ers game. We hit the time of possession. Like it's just certain things where some people got to pick up for you. But I think this is going to be his last year because of CeeDee Lamb contract, Michael Parsons contract. Then you got to think about the players coming up after that. You got Deron Bland. Then you got probably a few other young linebackers and some pass rushers. Again, when you draft, now I sound like Jerry. When you draft as good as this team is drafted, you're gonna have to pay some of these players. And we sitting up here talking about Dallas and their quarterback right now, but boy, oh boy, I can't wait till a year or two from now when Dave got to sit in this hot seat and we got to talk about the 49ers and we got to talk about, I mean, it's a little bit this year, but they ain't got to worry about their quarterback. But when we got to talk about the 49ers and did something, because at the end of the day, I don't like them, but how we know how to write some contracts, man? Because ain't no way you can pay all them players and they just keep coming back.
How we get them for 2 years? How we get them for 2, 3? How we sign somebody for like 2 years? Let them go out to the first year if they're not productive. Well, he signed a superstar to like a small, not like a vet minimum, but like, dang, how was they able to get this player right here for this little bit of money? We would have paid him way more than that. And just Philadelphia is an attractive place. I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about the city, but like Philadelphia is an attractive location as a football player. You want to play there.
I think the Commanders are going to do this, and I think the Giants are starting to do this too. Is once you see your players' contract is coming up, that's when you attack. Dallas is doing it on the backside of saying like, all right, we want to see if you can win it this year, and it's like, well, why would you wait when you know you need this player? And if we overrating Bland, then I guess this to be overrated because Dallas ain't had no turnovers in like 6 years until we got Trayvon Diggs and Bland. So yes, he's gonna be overrated.
You got point.
Come on now. You gonna see what y'all do with him.
Go with Junior.
Go ahead. So yeah, I me personally, I don't want it to be his last year, but also a little bit of me wants it to be his last year for all the Dak haters. I want him to go somewhere else and start winning so we can go through quarterback hell and they could be like, man, you know what, man? We would have just kept Dak. I'm just waiting to hear that to be like, dummies. At least you're in the playoffs. I'd rather be mad about him not winning in the playoffs than not be in the playoffs. Is that right, Joe?
That's true. Tanking
for two.
Tank for two.